Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another fabulous week of our English 101 class. We're in week 4. Yay! A month in. Congratulations. All right, this week we are working on writing, really focused writing work as we begin honing our draft of Project 1. So as you know from our past weeks, from all the instructional videos, this is a compare and contrast essay looking at the ideas from Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, and seeing whether the true theme of her piece was revenge or justice. Based on the actions of the characters, you're going to be using the text as one of your sources. You need one additional source. I highly recommend using Leon Seltzer's article about the differences between justice and revenge that's linked in the modules as one of your primary resources. But of course, if you find something else that's excellent, go for that as well. Just make sure it's a credible, reliable source, not like somebody's blog post or Twitter feed or something like that. So we are working on that essay. In the modules tab, we've got the outline for you. We worked through thesis worksheets. I've got a video that takes you step by step, moving from the outline stage to the essay stage. So make sure you're watching all those resources as you compose your essay. Today we are doing a peer review of your essay. We're shooting to have as much of the essay done as possible. Some of you have reached out and you're like, what if the whole essay isn't done? The whole essay isn't done. It's not the end of the world, but the more you have done in the essay, the more meaningful, helpful feedback you're going to get. So we're shooting for as much of the essay as you can get done. If we're talking bare minimums, we want like 4 or 5 paragraphs, but like if you can get the whole essay in, do that because that would be ideal. You're going to be turning that in, upload it as a Word doc. As CBC students, you get free access to the entire Microsoft suite of products like Excel and Word and PowerPoint and all that good stuff. If you're not sure how to access that, call the cool folks at Hawk Central. They'll be able to hook you up, no problem. So use a Word doc because that's the easiest to edit. And then you're going to upload your essay. It's a Word doc. It's amazing. You're going to post it as a response to the discussion board. Then you're going to reply to the person who posts directly below you. So open their essay, complete this peer response form, which is directed feedback based on the rubric that I'm going to be using to grade. So that feedback's going to be real solid. And then post your filled out response form as a reply to your partner's essay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy? Yes! Awesome! If you are the last person to post, you are going to review the very first person who posted. That's how that system works. So a lot of people have mixed feelings about peer reviews. They're like, I'm not qualified to do da-da-da, or I don't want to be mean. I don't want people to not like me, blah, blah, blah. All valid feelings. However, how I like to think about this is an opportunity to help each other out. So if you've ever gotten an essay back and it just like had a little smiley face on it, I was like, oh, good job. You're a cool person. I think you have ideas, blah, blah. You're like, oh, yay, I feel nice and warm and fuzzy on the inside. But did that actually make you a better writer or improve your writing in any way? No, of course it didn't. It didn't improve anything at all except like your emotions maybe for a minute. But if someone invests in your feedback and really digs in and from a place of love and friendship, like rips that essay to shreds with lots of suggestions and comments and feedback, that person is deeply invested in your success. By really digging in and giving you feedback, they're saying, I want you to be successful. I want you to be a better writer. I want you to earn a good grade. Those are the nicest things you could possibly do. So really, though it feels counterintuitive, the meaner you are in your feedback equals being a nicer person because you're helping your partner get a better grade. And what could be nicer than that, right? So even if it feels mean, power through. Like, just give them all kinds of good feedback from a place of love and friendship. Like, rip that paper to shreds. Because the more ripping to shreds you guys do, the less is left for me to do when I get the final draft. So I'll be like, oh, they fixed all of these things. They're doing great. And the grade goes up. Help your partner's grade go up by being brutal and honest and mean in the nicest way possible. So that's what we're doing for peer review. It's going to be super fun. And then you are going to be revising, and you're going to be doing a second day of peer review. Now, when you turn in your essay on day 2 of peer review, I do not want it to be the same essay that you turned in today on Monday. It needs to be deeply changed based on the feedback you received. You need to rework it, make those ideas better, make your transitions clearer, make sure all your sentences are clear and cohesive. You can also take these essays to the CBC Writing Center, either online or in person in the T building. Set up an appointment to do that. Send me a copy of the feedback you get from those responders, and I'll give you extra credit. So not only do you get extra credit points, which makes your grade better, your essay is better. So your grade's going to be better. So it's like a double whammy on making your grade better. So let's do that. Take advantage of that extra credit opportunity. If you're doing the online option, it typically takes between 48 and 72 hours to get feedback from your responder. So if you're going to submit your essay for feedback, do that early in the week, because you're going to want that feedback so you can make it better before you turn in the final draft on Sunday at midnight. So invest in that, plan ahead. This is one of those times where planning ahead's really going to do good things for you. Another thing I suggest about essays is read your essay out loud. It sounds weird, but read it out loud, preferably to someone else. You can read it to yourself, but like maybe try and find another person to read it out loud to, because sometimes things make sense in our head, but when we read it out loud to someone else, you start to hear it and you're like, oh, that doesn't make as much sense as I thought it made, or that sentence was really weird. And it's going to help you fix a lot of things that you would miss during typical edits. So try and read your essay out loud to a friend or a family member or a random stranger at the grocery store. Maybe not that one, but it could be fun. If you do that, tell me the story because I'm interested. So make sure you get a lot of feedback. The more eyes you can get on this essay, honestly, the better. So have everybody look at it. Have everybody take a pen and mark on it. Really, really get as much feedback as you can, because writing is like this community-based process. The more feedback you get, the better the writing is, because we all benefit from considering outside ideas and ways of communicating. So take advantage of that. Find your friends and family and neighbors, have them read your essay. It'll make it so much better. That's what we're working on. This whole week we are working on that essay. You're doing a peer review today. You're responding to a classmate. You're making all kinds of changes and revisions and making it better. And then you're doing a peer review on Thursday. You're going to respond to a classmate. You're going to make all kinds of changes and revisions. And then you're turning in that final draft on Sunday by midnight. Remember our late work policy. You can turn things in late, but it's 10% per day late. This essay is worth, and this is a technical term, a buttload of points. So many freaking points. So please, please, please turn it in on time, because I want you to have your best chance at points. So do that. In our modules tab, there's lots of resources. We've talked about this the last 4 weeks, but I just want to remind us again, lots of resources in the modules tab. In particular, spend your time in this category, the essay, step-by-step instructions for writing the essay. They truly are step-by-step. Here's the video I was talking about of how to go from your outline to a full essay. If you're still drafting that today and you're like, I have to turn it in by 5 p.m., watch this and then, get cracking. This will help you. The other thing that I think you'll find really helpful, if you scroll down to the bottom here, is our MLA format and grammar area. This is a sample MLA formatted paper. Your essay must be done in MLA format. So do the sample thing. That's going to help you. Just as a brief show you how to do it kind of scenario, all of our documents should be done in Word. We want our font to be Times New Roman. We want it to be a 12-point size. That essay needs to be double spaced. 1-inch margins. You're going to start with the student name and then the instructor name. I can spell. And then the class and then the date. Remember, date is written in a weird format. It's going to be the day first, and then the month, and then the year. Then you need to have a title. The title is going to be centered. The title is not in bold, it's not underlined, it's not italicized, it's not a bigger font, nothing is different. It's just centered. And then you're going to go ahead and start writing your essay. You're going to indent 1 tab space for the first line of every paragraph. And then you just keep typing all of your ideas for the rest of the paper. And it's super fun. Awesome. The other thing I want to show you is how to insert that page number. You click on Insert, and you click on Page Number, which is exciting. And then you want it at the top of the page. You want it aligned in the right-hand upper corner. You're going to go ahead and type your last name. You want to make sure that this is in the same font as everything else. So you're going to go back to home and you're going to make it Times New Roman. and you're gonna make a 12-point font. It feels tedious, but that's how you do it. You got your running header, you've got all your good stuff happening here, and then you just write the essay. The last thing you're going to want to do is have a works cited page. So at the very end of your essay, you're going to click Insert, you're going to click Page Break, because the works cited is always on a separate page. It's works cited plural, not singular, because you should have two sources. You want to make sure that you center that title. Bloop. And then you go ahead and do your citation entries. You can do those in MLA format, obviously, but I want to show you how to do the hanging indent because folks seem to struggle with that. So if you're using Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, it would look something like this. I don't have it memorized, so I am going to make some things up. Don't copy this in your essay. So it's Agatha Christie, it's Murder on the Orient Express. I am making this up, but these are the kind of things you're going to need to know. Published in New York, 2017, Simon and Schuster Publishing. It's hard to type and talk at the same time. Have you ever noticed that? Fun. Print, all that good stuff. Okay, so if you need to have a hanging indent, which you do, if your citation line goes into two lines, the first line goes out to the normal margin. The second line is going to have a hanging indent. All you have to do is grab your ruler, grab the bottom triangle, and pull it over here to the 1/2 inch mark. That's all you have to do. Very exciting. Awesome. You're going to want to alphabetize this, so Agatha Christie would be the first one, and then if you were doing Seltzer, he'd be the second one, right? Because we're alphabetizing by the first letter that appears in the citation. Cool? Clear as mud? MLA format's awesome? Yes, it is. Cool. So use your resources here in the MLA format folder. You've got your sample paper. Here's the citation generator if you want to know how to cite the Leon Seltzer article or Agatha Christie's book. This can help you out. Here's an MLA style guide, and here's an in-text citation style guide. Use that when you're quoting your sources. Very important. Please do that. Awesome. Yay. So there's all that good stuff. If you're worried about your grammar, I've got a recorded lecture on some of the most common errors people make. Check that out too. Should be awesome. And then you should be well on your way to a really excellent essay. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. As always, reach out with any questions. I'm here to help.